So, having ascertained that we've got a problem with the flywheel in that some teeth are missing and some appear to have been ground away along, I'd say about 80 to 90% of their length, that indicates to me that at some stage we've had a problem with this on the starter motor. Okay, this should, when the starter motor is turned on, it should, when the motor spins, this should move forward to engage with the flywheel. So I'm looking at here is these clean parts to the teeth in this particular cog are where it's contacting with the teeth on the flywheel, but can't get this to come out by hand. There's at least 50% of the cog, you can see it's got dirt on it. That hasn't been contacting the flywheel teeth, so this cog appears to have stuck at some stage. There's a little one-way clutch inside of it. Americans will call it a Sprague clutch. Pommies will possibly call it a Torrington race. But it's basically a one-way clutch. Okay, so there's like a set of roller bearings in here which allow it to turn easily in one direction but not in the other. So when the starter motor turns, it should turn with the starter motor like that. The starter motor will turn that direction and will carry the cog along with it, and the cog should also move forwards. Yeah, so yep, we're missing some teeth on the flywheel. Why are we missing some teeth on the flywheel? Well, it appears that this cog hasn't been moving far enough. Now, again, there's a couple of possible reasons, and I've got to check for them. One is that this hasn't been moving out at all, or only partially. And two is that there are, and I've got them here somewhere, a couple of shims that go with this. One which is about twice the thickness of the other. The common wisdom is that if you've got one shim or both shims, you should always put those shims back on the motor if you've pulled the motor off for any reason, if you pulled the starter motor off for whatever reason. But I'm looking at so many of the things on this bike that haven't been put together properly, and I'm just wondering if somebody slapped both on hoping for the best, because that would cause the starter motor to move away from the flywheel. And even if this cog is in the right place, if it's moving out properly and should be engaging, perhaps we've just got too many shims on this. So the next stage will be to connect this up to a battery and see how this gear behaves. Now, if it behaves by coming straight out and hitting this little doohickey, then we know it's not the cog or the clutch inside it, and it's more likely to be too many shims on the bloody thing. Okay, so a wee bit dodgy this, but just using a set of jump leads, you should be able to see that cog is coming fully out, okay, without a problem. So, yep, in my humble, it has to be the shims that have caused the problem.